Hi guys, welcome to Simply Scuba. Here we have the Tovatech Mira. So this is a unusual kind of hybridization. This is basically a light with a built-in camera. So the first of its kind to my knowledge, but it's kind of clever because you have both a spot and a floodlight and a camera all in one thing. So this is how it comes. As you can see, this is a sample, so some of these things might be a little bit different from the final to the thing. So this one actually has a memory card inside of it, but I don't know if the memory card will come as standard. So yeah, that might change. Looking at the front, so light output 1000 lumens. That's a pretty bright, powerful torch. You've got a runtime of 2.5 hours at that 1000 lumens. So that's pretty good, including video as well, 1.5 hours. So that's plenty for a dive. You've got a rechargeable battery inside of this. Proprietary 1080p HD camera and a depth rating of 60 meters. That's deeper than most people can go. Anything else on the back that's interesting? Not too much. It's just all the different ratings, different power outputs. So yeah, comes in a decent sort of box. And then inside the box, first of all, we get book of words, how-tos and warranties and bits and bobs. You get the torch light itself. So it's a decent sized thing. Yeah, really big and chunky. You can grab hold of this even with a sort of gloved hand. You've got 3 buttons on it that power the camera, whether it's sort of recording video, and then the different light outputs. And then in the front here, we can see the different sort of beams. So the lower one, that will be for your camera, and then these two are for your spot and your floodlights. And you can control those independently depending on what kind of lighting you want, whether you want to use it just as a torch or just as a camera. If you want some actual video light with it, that definitely helps. Now, it doesn't have a screen, so you can't really line up your shots, but what you can do is you can use the torch beam to kind of give you a rough estimate at what you're actually filming, because that was the problem with the sort of the action cameras that don't have a kind of a screen on the back. You don't really know where it's aiming, whereas with this, you have a built-in light that physically points what you're sort of recording, so that's a great sort of alternative. Also in there with you, you get a rechargeable battery, decent size. This is a 26650 lithium-ion rechargeable battery. You get a rechargeable cradle as well to charge it from, a little lanyard, a USB recharging cable that will clip into that, and then standard USB. You get one with your smartphone, so that way you only have to bring sort of one travel adapter with you with a USB output, plug it into that. You also get some spare O-rings. I have here with me an SD card sort of adjuster. So this is because on the inside we have a micro SD card, but I can't promise that comes with the actual thing. This might just come with the sample so that we can use it. And that all comes in a sort of a foam sort of box, so it keeps it all nice together. You can remove that if you just want a decent sized box. Okay, so we're going to open up the torch. It's got a nice kind of almost velvety finish to it. This is anodized aluminium, I believe, so it's pretty light, especially without the battery, but you get a decent grip to it. Anodized aluminium, lightweight, is corrosion resistant, and it also means that it's pretty tough as well, so you're not going to have to worry about sort of rust or whatever. Double O-ring seal, so nice and secure. Just make sure that you give that a little bit of grease, not too much. Too much grease will attract lint and dust and stuff, and that will compromise that seal. So just a tiny little film of grease on that so that it goes in and creates an effective seal. On the inside here, we can just see this is where the micro SD card goes. So that's the size card that you want, just the size of like your small fingernail. This is a micro SD card, yeah, depending on, you want to go for like the highest speed you can, so it's always recording. I'm just going to pop that back in, it's spring loaded, and then closing that down. Okay, So now we're going to go to a slightly different section and we're going to see how the video light looks and what the actual video looks for this camera. Okay guys, so this is the video that you get from the light itself. So you get a nice behind the scenes footage of what I actually see. Here's video recorder Sean. So right now the torch light is off, but this is the footage that you get from the actual torch. I'm just going to turn the lights on so that we can see, well, we can turn the studio lights off. So this is it without sort of any background light. Turning on the actual torch itself, so that's the video light, so you get a decent even sort of beam to it, no hard edges. Press it again, it dials it down so it's not so obvious. And then we go to a spotlight. So this is more if you're using it just for a torch. Pressing it again will dial it down, so you're using up less battery power, and then cycling it back through, we go back to a video light. So you get a decent footage from that. 1080p just means that it's not using massive file sizes. If you hold down that sort of light button, we're going to switch it off and turn the studio lights back on. Okay, so looking at the torch, so around these three buttons, you can see because it's flashing red, that means that it's still recording video. If I switch it off by holding the video light down, or the video button down, sorry, and then we can hold the light button, you can see it turns blue. So that just means that the unit is on, it's ready, and then holding down that big button at the front, that's what turns the actual light on. Holding down the on-off camera button should switch the camera side of things off, and then holding down that light button, the big one at the front. So you can use it independently, you can use it just as a video camera without the light, you can use the light without using the camera, and you can use both together. So very clever, and it makes sense. It makes it into a nice, neat little package. You don't have to have big sort of cradles and arms with all these lights coming out of it. If you're just a sort of amateur photographer or videographer, this is great because you've got that sort of underwater lighting system with your camera all in one package. You haven't got to charge two different items. It just comes off one simple battery. It's a decent sized torch, decent power torch, and then you've got a built-in camera as well. So very smart, I like it. If you're big into your photography, then yes, you'd go down a video camera or a sort of DSLR route. But for most recreational divers, this is really all you need, all in one neat little package. This is the Tovatech Mira. Thanks for watching, guys, and safe diving.
We are an online dive store serving the UK and the world for all your diving equipment needs. So why not visit us at simplyscuba.com or click the box on your screen.